G'day there, podcaster.
Oh, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Team, this time with producer Brodie. G'day.
Hello, everyone.
Mate, this isn't your first time on a podcast. You've been on before, obviously. We tried to get the famous Irish people on. That was one thing. You talked about Big Narvies a fair bit.
Yep.
In fact, we're saved in each other's phones as Big Narvy.
Love Big Narvy.
I
That's
believe.
cute.
But you're sort of like... The best way to explain it is you're doing what Belle was doing last year, I suppose. But you were already doing that here in Melbourne for many a year. And you've produced, 4 different shows?
Yeah, a lot. I've done... it'd be at least that. So, yeah, Husey and Kate, Ed and Harley, Ash London, Ed and Grant,
Whoa.
Chris and Brownie, and now you guys.
So we're the 6th show.
Yeah, something like that.
With the least amount of star power out of
absolutely.
any of those combined.
When you heard that it was going to be us, were you like, oh...
No, well,
that's a
because
bit of a-
you and I used to know each other from
Yeah.
when we worked back in Fox back in the day, and I knew that you were good value. So, and I'd seen a little bit of the
Brody.
boys, and I tell you what really made me like the boys,
Yep.
apart from the Big Narvies, the golf hole in one.
Yeah.
I was all about that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What also helped with all of our connection was the fact that you are Adelaide
Yes.
born. How old were you when you made the move?
I was like 7 or 8, and then we moved to Perth, and I lived in Perth a little while,
Yep.
and then to Melbourne.
Yep.
But again, the Adelaide connection, and I'm a big Port Adelaide supporter.
And isn't that right? Because, Brodie, you moved around because, some people are like, oh, yeah, my parents were in the Air Force, but your dad was a big wig at Nestle.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And so Nestle was obviously booming in Perth in, the mid-90s, and that's why you had to move. And you were telling us once that you were sometimes lucky enough to get, the first new Kit Kat. If a Kit Kat was coming into Australia...
Kit Kat
it's
Chunky.
It's like the Kit Kat Chunky or the Cookies and Cream Kit Kat. You could, bring it to school, and before it was on the shelves, you would be able to show kids at
My
school.
sister and I took the first Kit Kat Chunky. Remember, the big one, the big
Yep.
thick one
Yeah.
that's a bit like a Narvy in
It's still
itself.
around.
The Navi Kit Kat.
The
yeah.
Narvy Kit Kat.
Yeah.
My sister and I got to take one each to school, and I remember there was
That's
a
cool.
big, almost like a crowd gathering around us as we unwrapped it.
That's
This is in year
sick.
4
And they were
or
like,
year 5.
wow, it's
Can I
just
just-
a bit bigger. That's
Yeah.
it.
Say I'm a big fan of the Kit Kat Chunky in all its forms.
Yep.
That's probably one I would reach for more often than not.
When
Yep.
do you get a Kit Kat Chunky?
Sometimes it's a little treat after work. I might go down
What
to
do you
Coles and get a
mean?
Kit Kat Chunky.
Just treat the rig a little bit. I
Yeah,
like it.
why not?
Yeah,
After
yeah.
a good stuff, Liam. You said some funny stuff today. Have a Kit Kat Chunky for the drive home.
Brodie, you're also in a similar life stage as a lot of us because you're getting married. What is it?
2 weeks, I think?
3
couple
weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
Oh.
Gee
How you
whiz.
feeling for the big day?
I was more excited for the Bucks party than I am the wedding.
Wow.
So now that that's out the way, the rest of it's just
Wait.
ceremonial. It's
Do you have
fine.
a honeymoon?
Ceremonial.
Do you have a honeymoon booked?
Yes, I'm going to Europe in July for a month.
Yes, sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're not going to have you in July.
No, so 2 weeks of our
Yeah.
registered government mandated break.
Yes.
And
Yep.
then 2 weeks outside of that.
Is that before or after the...
After the wedding.
Oh, no.
Wow, so there's going to be a period where there's no Brodie and no Ben. Because I'll also be off
God.
for the, whatever you call it, the
Yeah, you'll be off
parental
that.
leave.
Yeah, paternity. So
Paternity.
you'll be off. Brodie will be off.
I might even take some stress relief break. I might even.
I'm probably gonna
Belle
get a
can
friggin'
just do the
migraine at
show.
that point.
Belle, I don't know who's going to open your cans.
Yeah. Brodie's Navi move for me was opening my beetroot tin. Thank you again for that.
That was a real highlight of my career. She just presented me with a can of beetroot and said, I need to
And a
eat
knife.
this.
Yeah.
And a knife and just said, do your best.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Lee, this is what you go to uni for, eh?
But yeah, so Brodie touched on before.
Hang
so
on. Sorry, Belle. Sorry, did you go to uni?
Yes.
What did you do at
study at
uni?
uni?
I've got a degree in media
Well,
and communication.
wow.
Do you regret doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because
Handy.
I did a semester, and then someone told me, it's like, dude, if you want to work in radio, the degree is not going to help
It's
you.
you're
And then
wasting-
that was
you're
probably
literally
the
wasting
best
time.
advice that was ever given to me.
I reckon I
think.
gave you that advice. I feel like I was the one saying, don't go to uni.
Troy Sincock was the one. But
I reckon I was saying
You-
it.
you
but you were
said
like,
that.
You barely knew me. You're like, who is this person telling me to drop out of uni?
you did tell me that, but I was like, yeah, whatever, farmer. I'm not going to listen to you, Milky Joe.
Yeah.
And then, the boss at the particular community station we worked at said, there's no point. And then I had to, go and tell my dad, because my dad was, very firm on me going to university, weirdly. Because he didn't, and then he did, later in life. So he was doing uni up until he was, 40. To do different,
Ooh.
master's degrees and stuff. And he was like, don't make the same mistake I did, kid. But I remember I had to take him out to Grilled, and I took him out for lunch. I was like, Dad, I'm going to quit uni. And to be fair, he was good about it.
Did you tell him pre, during, or post burger?
I think it was during the. It
During
was
the
when they had
burger.
the kangaroo ones. But anyway, this isn't my meet
Yeah,
the
this
team.
is not your
this is
episode.
I'm sort of hijacking.
That wasn't Grill. That was Fancy Burger.
Yeah, you're right. It was
Fancy Burger
Fancy
had the
Burger.
kangaroo
Yeah,
burgers.
what happened? What happened to Fancy
They were
Burger?
this is
so
not-
good. No,
this is
Belle,
not your episode.
Brodie, do you remember Fancy
No,
Burger?
I do not know.
I reckon that
Fancy
was before.
No,
that was after
grilled
Brodie's time.
ate Fancy Burger, basically. Like, Fancy Burger was there before, and Grilled sort of took them out.
The Fancy Burger did this kangaroo burger. It was on like sourdough. It was beetroot, kangaroo, a little bit of rocket, I reckon. It had
Dude,
this really good, like,
sick.
herby mayo-esque
So
sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were in that near that synagogue,
Yeah.
which was turned into
Near
Apple.
Apple nightclub.
Yeah, and now it's Mary's Poppin' Gay
Cool.
Club.
Cool.
Yeah.
So Brodie, so you're getting married.
Yeah, enough
in
brief history of the Adelaide
3
streets and
The
restaurants.
nightclub scene.
Yeah.
You went to uni, but yeah, no, I know you from back when you were doing street team work for Fox.
Yes.
And I was producer on the Brekkie show at the time. So I was like 19, but I always thought you were younger than me. And
Yeah.
I only just recently found out that you're older than me.
yeah, because I am 31. So
Yeah, right. So I'm 28.
Yeah, and
I
I was-
honestly thought you were like 18 when we were at Fox.
Because I went into the corporate world and
Yeah, right.
as a media producer and hated every single.
media
What do you mean? You're
producer? What
producing
is
corporate
that?
events.
Yeah, so I used to work for like an ASX company, and
Yeah.
we used to. It was called Computer Share, so who essentially like stockbroking and all that type
Oh,
of stuff.
God.
And I used to make like big audio visual displays and stuff.
That's so not you.
And I know, and I like to enjoy my life. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And so I would have to wear a suit every day, and there's people that were very official, very corporate, and I'm a little looser than that. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that
So
was
how
a
old were
very
you when you were doing that?
22 or
Wow.
23.
I could envision you in that scenario if it was kind of more like Wolf of Wall Street, but not if it was actually serious.
It was so serious.
Yeah.
Like, there was no laughter in the office. Like, everyone just had to sit there and, like, look at your computer.
It's kind of like when our show's on in the morning, am I right?
So then you went to street team and then you went up from there. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And Brodie, I mean, this is something we've been asking everyone in the Meet the Team episodes. Favourite member of the team? You can say no one if you're not
no,
particularly
you
enjoying
can't say no one.
Yeah, you got to pick one.
What do you mean?
Well, like, yeah. And is it? Are we putting everyone on the spot and saying favourite new member, or because I mean, obviously you're
No. We're not keeping it just to us. That's selfish. You can say anybody in the team.
I think so far Liam has been chosen. I've been chosen.
Yeah. No one likes me. It's
I don't think Belle's been chosen
Yeah,
yet.
it's
just because you're a bit whiny, you know.
Yeah.
Very
If I
whiny.
could
Yeah.
give,
Very
if I could
whiny,
give
yeah.
one bit of advice,
A little bit
it's just
preachy sometimes about like animals and stuff.
preachy, whiny. Anyone else got any-
Brodie, who's your favourite?
And don't ask people to open cans of food for you. Not really in
Yeah.
the job
Fine.
description.
Comes across as a little
that
desperate.
was me trying because I asked Ben first, and then you got all offended because you were like, "I'm manly, I can do it." So then I asked you the second
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
And I was very proud of myself when I did do it.
Yeah.
My favourite member, and he is very...
Good start.
He's very loose, and this is why I love him. Very loose. And I call him Donkey, but he's known to you guys as Tom.
Yeah, okay, Tom.
Because he's
What
wild. He's truly
Is
wild.
it donkey because
Yeah, he's got a really big penis. Sorry, really big narvy.
Big narvy.
Big
narvy,
really big
yeah.
narvy.
All right, very good. Thanks, Brodie.
Oh no, we had another
What?
question.
What is it?
Can we ask it? The thing that we have to do better.
Oh, yeah,
Brodie.
yeah.
What can we do better
we could
for
do
you?
better.
Open cans.
Yes.
Okay.
Bit of work
All
for Belle,
right.
bit of homework for Belle.
Less whiny.
Thanks, Brodie.
Thanks,
It's a little,
Brodie.
like,
Whiny.
mood board, less whiny. Learn to open cans. You're not actually whiny. I'm just doing a bit.
It's bullying.
Lots of huffing.
Oh my
If
god.
we could just tone down the huffing a little bit,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
A little less huff, a bit more puff.